Well, happy weekend, friends. Thank you for hanging out with me for just a couple of minutes. I just want to say a few words about this season that we are now in here at St. Paul's, and a season that we invite all that want to journey with us to come and know a little bit more about. But before I talk about Advent, I would like to just remind you that we, as a church, tried to hold some space together Sunday morning. And it was very important to me as the pastor here to say this. We need to find times and build in certain disciplines in our life that allow us to stop, to pause, to breathe deeply. That was a simple, but I hope a very meaningful invitation that was made Sunday. And so I just want to encourage you, if you haven't yet taken that seriously in this season, in this upcoming, really busy season for many of us, how are you, because it's so important, y'all, it is so important, how are you purposefully finding time to collect yourself, to pause, to deepen your understanding of yourself and your understanding of God and how God is not somewhere else but abides with us? How are you doing that in this season? And how will you continue to do that? Because things will begin, if they haven't already, to intensify, and activities will be on our calendars really quickly if they're not already there. So please take care of yourself. Spiritual practices and doing these things are so very important. This is what it means to not only be Christian in a lot of ways, but to help sustain a faith that is vital, that is alive, and that ultimately deepens our knowledge of God and our relationship with God. So hear that for what it is. So let's talk about Advent, if you're all right hanging out with me for just a couple more minutes. Here's what I know. I know that for many of us who have grown up in particular faith traditions, for some of us, Advent and the practice of Advent as a season that leads up until Christmas that doesn't begin in a liturgical sense, in a church sense, until Christmas Day or Christmas Eve in some traditions. Many of us understand what Advent means, why it's important. But there are others of us that come to this particular faith practice or our perspective and do not have a deep sense of what Advent is and haven't observed Advent year after year after year. Let me say a couple words that I think would be meaningful to everyone, no matter where you fall on those realities. We, as a people, need Advent. We need to understand what it means to be patient. We need to understand what it means to wait. And we need to understand what it means to anticipate again. Those are things that are so deeply entrenched in what a spiritual life and spiritual journey are. And so what we're going to do is we're going to offer you opportunities over the next several weeks, primarily in worship, to really think deeply about what it means to observe Advent. Our theme this year is watching and waiting. Watching and waiting, because it is so important for me as the pastor here and for other church leaders that help us design our worship experiences, that we all are confronted again with what it truly means to watch and wait on the Lord. Because it's important to, like I said, it's important to our own spiritual journey, our own spiritual health. We need to know how to sit and wait and be patient. Those are things that our society doesn't teach us. Those are things that we don't often prioritize in our own lives, right? We are an anxious bunch. We want things when we want them, right? So much of our consumer culture is about how quick something can get to us, how easy things are. And we know, if we've lived any life, that is not, A, how the world really should be working, and B, it's definitely not how the spiritual journey is. And so we're going to really talk about that in depth over the next several weeks in worship. We begin this Sunday, in our first Sunday of Advent, which really is about waiting and about patience, and how that intersects and intercedes with a robust and deepening spiritual walk with God. And so I pray that you would tune in and be with us. We will be observing Holy Communion this week. It is family worship. And so I pray that you come. We will have nursery available for those that are birth through 5 years, and you're welcome to utilize that, those that need that. And our other children will remain with us as we come and observe Holy Communion together. So let us set a trajectory this Advent season of really looking inward, of really thinking about what it means to watch and wait, and what God will do with that as we are deepened, as we are stretched, and as we understand better what it means to live in a response to what is coming again to us, which is the birth of the Christ child. God with us. God not somewhere else, but God with us in that beautiful gift we call Jesus. All right? Have a wonderful weekend. Can't wait to be with you this Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m., either here in person or online, as we will be streaming at both our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. All right? Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm back. I totally forgot something very important, so hopefully this will be a little add-on and you're still with us. If you took a stocking a couple weeks ago and were asked to fill it with hygiene products for some of the students in need at Fort McCoy School, please bring that back by this Sunday. You'll see behind me here, we've already got many of them here returned. We've got some boxes set up here by the Christmas tree in the corner of the narthex, so please bring it and drop it off by this Sunday. That would be great. Thanks so much.